This is the limitless Keith Lee.
This is Brody King.
This is Angel Garza.
Will Ospreay.
Hornswoggle.
Pentagon Junior.
The Mexican Ray Phoenix.
King Ricochet.
Concrete Rose, Sunny Kiss.
And I'm here to ask you to stop what you're doing, take just one moment, and bask in the glory of the Busted Wide Open.
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 Boston Wide Open.
Busted Wide Open. Thank you.
You're listening to the Busted Wide Open podcast, dropping the elbow on the hottest topics in sports entertainment and the world of professional wrestling. With your hosts, Nick Howell and Sir Ian Dangerous. Coming to you from the Orbital Jigsaw Network Arena in sunny Southern California. Welcome, everybody, to BWO Live, coming to you from across the Busted Wide Open universe of Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. This is the BWO Mailbag, episode number 85. My name is Nick Howell.
And I am Sir Ian Dangerous, and yes, the Mailbag Show, the show where we answer the questions that you send us. You go to patreon.com/BWO. You sign up for one of our lovely reward tiers. Anyone will do. And you can ask us questions once a week that we will then be compelled to answer on this here very show. The questions can be about anything you like. Obviously, we're a wrestling show, so typically they're about wrestling, but really it's AMA. You can ask us anything you like, and we'll do our best to answer it to the best of our abilities. And it's always a lot of fun.
Usually every week includes some movies, some comics, some music,
yeah,
all kinds of good stuff, right?
Y'all trying to throw us the curveballs?
Yep.
Fine. We're down. We're down with it.
Always good for it.
But
linktree.com/BWO. You guys know where to find us, sir. All the things, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Help us get the word out, the good BWO word, amongst all of your wrestling fans and friends. Thank you guys for all the support. And if you were asking a question this week, it means you're a patron. Thank you guys so much for being patrons. As well, you can also sign up to be a $5 member over on YouTube. Now that we have those available, you get the exact same perks. You guys can send in questions as well. We put up the same comment thread over there. So all you got to do is hit that join button underneath the video, hit the $5 tier, $4.99 tier, and you can get into and ask questions the exact same way. It's one of the reasons we're renaming it to the BWO Mailbag instead of just the Patron Mailbag. There's multiple ways to participate now, so we want to make sure that we spread the love across there. Did we lose you, Ian? Are you still there? Nope, he froze up. Fantastic. So I guess I'm going to carry the show, and hopefully he comes back. There we go. Did you come back?
Don't you do it.
No,
you're
back. Okay.
I'm here.
And you fixed it, too. The lag's gone. Nice.
Hey, buddy.
So we have an interesting leadoff batter this week. Jess O'Connor got in first.
Oh.
Beat out the Mullet King
Jess?
for the first spot.
My goodness.
Jess got in, says, "Hey, guys, I'm actually here early." That never happens. Sorry, couldn't help it. Could you please give me some Nick booking for a minute? Uh-oh.
Oh, Jess, why? Oh, come on.
Uh-oh. Okay. Yes. All right. I'm in the mood. All right. If and when someone takes that title off Roman, who do you think it will be, and what do you think they will do with the new Universal Champion next?
Dang. Good luck.
One of two things is going to happen. Drew McIntyre is going to change brands. And this is, I legit think that it could be Drew McIntyre. Whether it's the draft, whether it's something later this year, I do think it could be Drew. That could go over there. As a goof, Jackson Riker. I've already predicted it on Nick booking. Why not?
Would you be serious just for 1 minute about this?
Okay, Lance. No, I do think it. I think Drew. And what do you think they'll be the new? I think it's an opportunity to kind of get a do-over with Drew because of the pandemic. That's why I think that. I don't know that they're going to get that with him taking it off of Lashley, whether it's at Hell in a Cell or SummerSlam somehow. But I think they need to find a way to have a do-over with Drew. And I think if he can go over Roman. I mean, look at the match we saw at Survivor Series last year between the two of them. Like, put that in my freaking eye holes. So, yes, absolutely, I would love to see Drew versus Roman for the Universal Championship. I honestly cannot think of anyone else right now with the potential to take the title off of Roman Reigns. Legit. I can't think of any one superstar that could do it. What about
It's
you?
pretty tough. They've built him up a lot.
Do you have anybody besides those that we're not thinking about?
It's really tough because of the way they've built Roman right now.
Yeah.
Edge, I think, could return and possibly do it because he's been kind of AWOL. But they, reasonably given the history, they could do it with Edge. Aside from, there's really not anybody else.
Brock's always an option, I guess. What are you going to do? Bring in face Brock Lesnar?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
It's, dude, remember, no matter what they did with Brock, he was always an inch away from being face. He comes out, ruins Money in the Bank, arbitrarily wins the damn thing, comes out, makes the damn briefcase into a boombox, and he was face.
Yeah. And
they had to work to make him a heel again. The day after he loses at WrestleMania, he comes out and destroys everything. After Seth steals his briefcase at WrestleMania, he comes out on Raw, destroys everyone and everything, including Michael Cole, turns face. They had to send him away for a while. And when he came back, he was face for the first little bit until they had to work to turn him heel again. Brock has always been almost a face because he's so badass. He's believably badass. Absolutely. With the way that Roman is right now, you could bring in Brock, have him be a world ender, out for revenge against Paul Heyman, out for revenge against Roman Reigns. Totally could be a face. Absolutely.
Also, the dynamic with Heyman could be very interesting with Brock. You could have a crisis of conscience or something like that with Heyman. I think that's what would make that interesting with Brock. If you come out and go, no, Brock Lesnar smash, and that's it, it's gonna be stupid, and we're all gonna tear him down for it. If they don't really make it into something, because there's so much history with Lesnar and Roman trying to get Roman over Brock, and they just never could really get that there. But now that they've got Roman in the position that he's in, he's kind of got that. He's Roman's nemesis, and having him come back when he's built himself up into this position of dominance that he's insurmountable, and there's nobody that can take him down, and then all of a sudden we'll hear bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da-dum. Oh God, we'll mark out for it. I legit think Brock could be a really good thing. I just hope they do the story part with Paul too. That's all.
Yeah, it's Paul. It's Paul.
Yeah.
If they do it, Paul's going to be in charge of it. I feel like he'll get it right.
Yes, I do too. Let's see. She says also 5 favorite metal bands from both of y'all just for kicks. My mop is RK Bro doing the key to Lock Riddle's mouth a second time. Happy Pride. Stay phenomenal, everyone. That's right. It's Pride Month. I know we have a lot of LGBTQ fans.
Yes.
We need to get that shirt done for Pride Month.
Yep.
I meant to wear my Deep Eddy Pride shirt tonight. I forgot to change before the show. I apologize. I'll get it next week. We got a whole month to celebrate. But yes, shout out.
It is coming.
Yeah. 5 favorite metal bands. Go. And 5, not 25. 5.
I can't make it just 5. Do you want to? Should we
Machine
alternate?
Head, Pantera,
one
Slipknot.
Oh Jesus.
Slayer.
We're just gonna go there.
Metallica, old Metallica.
I mean, I can say old blah blah blah?
Sure. I want to be specific. Pre-Saint Anger Metallica. Anything before that.
So Load is okay with you?
Load is okay with me. It's it's all right.
This is really, really hard for me. You know that. Gojira.
Yep.
For sure. They're one of my tops all the time. Sepultura. Max Cavalera Sepultura, just to clarify. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. Man. Brand of Sacrifice is just rocking my world right now. I'm going to put them on the Lamb of God.
There you go. There you go.
Off the top of my head. I'm going to come back later and be like, oh, God, Slayer. Oh, God, Dark Angel. Death. I'm going to find a million more.
How could you not say Exodus?
Yeah. Oh, God, Exodus is really good, too. Chimera.
Yes. Oh, God.
I'm gonna come up with a million. Enslaved.
Anna just got out of NXT. Don't spoil anything, Anna.
Oh, hot fire.
Oh God. Well, I don't even remember what was happening. Oh well, no, they were doing it for Takeover. Oh, it's the go home show tonight for Takeover. So.
Oh God, that's right.
God.
Nice.
Hitokiri Jello, Uncle Greg gifted a tier 1 sub to Dark Shadow Zake. Thank you very much. Dark Shadow, make sure you thank Hitokiri for your gifted sub. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, we did those. Happy Pride to you, Jess. Thank you. Let's see. Next up, the Mullet King himself, Mr. Brandon Monroe, says, hey, great ones. Hope you're doing well and having fun with life. My questions. Questions, plural. Will and when is Dom Mysterio getting a world championship fantasy booking?
Never.
A world championship?
Never.
I didn't even crazy fantasy book him into a world championship.
Well,
I thought he was going to
now.
get the U.S. title just in a Who's My Daddy dispute with Ray.
Come on. So now you have to do it. You're the Nick booking guy.
Got it.
You're the crazy.
I already got it. Okay. To go back to Jess's question, who would take down Roman Reigns? I think Seth Rollins could potentially do it as well. Seth Rollins,
like a face Seth.
Seth Rollins turns and goes and takes down the Samoan dynasty around Roman Reigns, tears it to shreds, becomes the face Universal Champion. Meanwhile, Dom over here is tired of Dad, and he's also really pissed off at Seth Rollins because he's got an axe to grind with him from last year for popping his dad's eye. His dad, not his father, his dad.
Yes.
His eye out on
Ray,
the steel stairs. So
right.
Dom
Ray
goes and chases,
eye.
to get revenge for his dad, not his father. His dad goes up against Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship and beats him. There you go.
And beats him. Dominic just arbitrarily.
Dominic Mysterio could legit beat Seth Rollins.
What does he? Seth. Oh, he beats Seth Rollins to become the champion.
Yeah. So Seth takes it off Roman, and then Dominic beats Seth.
Got it.
Yep.
I see.
Long-term storytelling. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yes. Long-term storytelling. The thing that WWE is known the most for. Seth will be the first to tell you that's what they do is long-term.
They've been doing this Seth shit for 2 years now. So
Seth's like, I told you, we do long-term storytelling.
Don't spam me no more, Cesaro. Seth is kind of one step above Cameron Grimes' accent right now.
I think he's looking at Cameron Grimes and stealing his gimmick before he can get on the main roster. I'm a San Cesaro to the moon. Seth, no, you son of a.
Do you have any other ideas of how to get Dominic Mysterio a world championship?
He said will and when. Will, no. When, never. That's my answer.
There you go. Next 5 championships in AEW for each title.
For each title?
I mean, that's a lot for each title.
Not really. There's like
so
4
let's
titles,
do the
right?
AEW World Championship. Who's
tag team titles, TNT titles, women's championship, and heavyweight championship. That's 4. That's 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So start with the big one.
Tag team. Oh, big one.
Yeah.
Okay. Heavyweight championship. Right now it's Kenny Omega.
I think Hangman Adam Page is the only one to take that off of him.
Hangman, and then Hangman loses it to Andrade. Andrade loses it to
Brian Cage.
Okay. Who loses it to Orange Cassidy?
Okay.
Who loses it to
Miro?
Pac or Miro? Yeah.
I think Miro is one of the next 5. Hot take.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. I'm just looking at guys who are in the main, like who are going to be in the main event scene. I think Cage is you're going a little bit out of. I don't agree with you with Cage. I agree with you with Miro. I think Orange Cassidy's in there. Possibly Pac.
Wouldn't be mad at the Pentagon one either.
Also depend on who they pick up with his latest releases from WWE.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yep. Just saying. All right, TNT Championship. Miro loses it to whom?
In an interesting twist, Hangman Adam Page.
He's your answer for everything.
I think Hangman Page is gonna. I mean, he's got to do something.
Okay, well, is he going to win the main title or the TNT championship?
Both.
At the same time. Oh my god.
Not at the same time. No, he'll have a reign before he gets to Kenny. I think he could very well have a reign with the TNT championship.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think we're a good year away from that.
I'll allow, for the sake of brevity and time, I'll allow it.
Okay.
He loses it to whom?
Yes, thank you, Weege Money. That's the one I forgot about. I think Jungle Boy could also be in there. You said Orange Cassidy. I think as a smaller guy, I think Jungle Boy could be in the conversation for the World Championship.
Jungle Boy is TNT before he's heavyweight.
Agree with that.
My next one I was going to say was Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hangman loses it to Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy might beat Miro.
Ooh, that'd be okay. I don't see that.
Or let's see. So Hangman beats Miro. A heel takes it off of him. Maybe again, I go back to Pac.
Yeah.
He's got to win something besides
or Pentagon. I can see Pentagon getting it.
I don't know. I don't know if they see Pentagon that way. I've never seen them book him like he's anything.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the factory guys.
Maybe a Shawn Spears. Maybe a Sammy Guevara.
Or an MJF.
He's got the ring. I don't know if they're going to do much more with him outside of the main title.
I mean, he's one I could see being one of the next 5 heavyweight champs.
I agree.
So I'll throw him in both considerations. I could also see Orange Cassidy being TNT champ. Like, he's not going to make a run at the championship, so they give him the TNT championship. He feels like, with what they're doing so far, the TNT championship, he feels like more that kind of champion.
I think he would be an excellent TNT champion.
Yeah. So I'll throw Orange Cassidy in this hat.
Even if just for the memes, for the lulz,
Yep. All right, so we got
get
one
crowds
more.
back and have him come out as the TNT champion.
Or did we? No, we said Sammy Guevara. I think Sammy Guevara is another one who could fit in here.
Yeah, totally. I'm looking at the singles guys in Pinnacle and Inner Circle going, yeah, almost all of them.
Yeah. Especially Sammy. I think Sammy first.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Women's champion. Britt Baker's your champion now.
Yeah. Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa's kind of an obvious one.
Serena Deeb. We said earlier Bunny could be a good champ, but I think that might be a ways off, if ever. Nyla might get it again.
I'm looking at Statlander.
Statlander.
She comes back and gets her rust shaken off from being out for 9 months.
She's like maybe, if they really jet her, like second, but I think more likely third or fourth from now.
I think she's next 5.
Probably, maybe next 5, given their division right now. And then I'm going to throw just a pickup. Someone they're going to pick up. Someone we don't. Jade Cargill.
Do you think Tay Conti gets another chance? Do you think Anna Jay gets another chance?
I don't think either of them are champs yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Jade Cargill, as wild as it seems, Jade Cargill is more of a champ than they are.
What about some of the other obscure ones like the Red Velvet or Layla Hirsch or some of those?
Secondary female title or tag titles if they ever make them for the women.
Okay. Speaking of which, are we going to count the NWA Women's Championship in this? I guess
not anymore.
Not anymore since it's not on AEW.
It's not. No, it went back to NWA.
All right.
AEW kept it alive during the pandemic. Nice business deal for Billy. Kept him relevant. It's gone back to NWA now.
Nice. Well, there we go.
And then finally, tag title.
Oh, the tag titles. Currently held by the Young Bucks.
Who do they lose it to?
I think FTR.
Really?
Or I'm sorry, LAX, and then they feud with FTR. Other way around.
I think.
Let's bring back the PWG LAX Young Bucks matches. Like, let's put it in my eye holes, guys. And then you're gonna throw FTR in there as well. Yeah, triple threat with those 3 teams. Like, you just do that for the next 6 months.
Yeah. Trying to think who else I could see with it. I could see Private Party with it sometime soon. They've been doing a lot of good work.
Uno Grayson comes to mind, or a couple. You could do Johnny Hungy and Alex Reynolds, or you could do 10.
Dark Order.
In general.
I see a title coming to Dark Order at some point. I mean, they are over as babyfaces. They don't really need it, but I could see them picking up a title somewhere.
Johnny Hungy's another one I would throw in for TNT potentially.
Yep.
He's due.
Yep.
They need to pay him off like soon.
His match with Darby was phenomenal.
Yes.
The one he got injured in.
Yep.
what other tag teams? I mean, here's where I think. Well, actually, I stand corrected because I was gonna say Death Triangle. I think Death Triangle will get the inaugural trios titles, which they're now saying might be on Rampage. Tony Khan's kind of heavily hinted it's going to be on Rampage.
Oh God,
so
please,
Death
yes.
Triangle, I think they end up with the trios titles first.
Oh,
before they get the tag titles. This is my feeling.
Oh man, that'd be so good.
I'd say Jurassic Express too, but I think they're going to look at trios or singles. I don't think they're going to be tag
Go and Camarado as a trio.
Give them something,
yeah,
as opposed to beating them in the main event.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but there you go.
There you go, Mullet King. Thank you very much, sir. Goodbye. Good night. Bang.
Bang.
Thank you very much, sir. Next up, Yardy. Gute Van Dames in Hedden. I hope everybody's having a great day. Personally, I have been having a couple bad couple of weeks. So can you recommend me some feel-good movies? As always, thank you for being amazing.
Ooh. I'm a bad person to ask about this because my feel-good movies are not the average person's feel-good movies.
That's true.
Like, yeah.
You kind of need to give us some context of what you consider to be. Do you want Bad Moms Christmas or do you want like Cannibal Holocaust?
Cannibal Holocaust
Somewhere
is not
in the middle, maybe.
No, I don't even I don't think Cannibal Holocaust is a feel-good movie. I'm talking like I want like Return of the Living Dead, or Dead Alive, or Evil Dead. If we're talking about Dead.
Yeah, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness.
Yeah,
Army of Darkness, feel-good fun movie.
That's a
Bruce Campbell
movie.
at his best.
Any Mel Brooks movie is a good time for me. Yeah. Any Mel Brooks movie, whether Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs, History of the World Part 1. Producers, any of Mel Brooks's movies are always make me happy.
Monty Python.
Quest
for the Holy Grail.
Yep. Always that's a happy-go-lucky movie.
I go back to my Team America and Dumb and Dumber. You know, my absolute laugh out loud comedies.
Zoolander. The Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's good.
That is a good one. That always makes me Fantastic Mr. Fox. Which I like. It's funny. I liked Isle of Dogs, but it's definitely a much darker movie.
You know what my feel-good movies are? Rambo. I like seeing a good guy get revenge.
Dude, or like 80s Schwarzenegger, Predator.
Rambo 2 and Rambo 3 specifically.
Commando.
Commando is fantastic. Predator,
dude.
Everybody dies in it, so it's a little, I don't know if that's feel good.
They die awesome.
Spoiler alert from 1987. I apologize.
87 or 89?
87.
Oh,
Shane Black.
God. Jesus.
Yep.
Running Man. Any of those Schwarzenegger films.
Legitimately Twins. If you want something to feel good, it's
Twins.
Really, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger teaming up.
That is really a feel good. You are 100% right. That is totally a Kindergarten Cop too. Yeah. Feel good movie.
Put the cookie down.
Warm fuzzy movie.
Yes. There you
go. Thank you, Billy. That was very educational.
Kyle says Dracula, dead and loving it. Yes. The Naked Gun movies.
Yes, anything with Leslie Nielsen, even Forbidden Planet. I mean, anything. You know what else? Kung Fu movies. Kung Fu movies also make me happy. You know, any Bruce Lee film, or you know what? Feel good movies. Meals on Wheels with Jackie Chan. Action director Sammo Hung. Unreal. But any Jackie Chan film is just so sweet and innocent and freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I'll throw all of those in there.
Yep. There you go, Yardy. There's a whole bunch.
Oh, man.
That'll keep you busy for a week.
No, I'm going to go watch so many Jackie Chan movies after this is done today. I am now fully in the Jackie Chan movie. Operation Condor. Here we go.
There you go.
Police Story. Rum in the Bronx.
Thank you, Yardy. Next up, Dubstep Rob. Mr. Rob Hutchins says, hello, boys. Let's talk a little business.
Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings and Ting.
Cool Runnings. Oh, amazing. Starring Kofi Kingston, and Kofi Kingston.
The Island.
Oh, my God.
Hello, boys. Let's talk a little business. With WWE going on the road and ostensibly cutting payroll to finance said road trip, where does road money count in the total financial package of WWE finance? Is it 10%, 20%? And on that, what happens if they can't sell out a 15,000 person arena? I seem to remember pre-COVID, they were moving people because the product sucked and they couldn't draw 6,000. They had to move people so the arena didn't look empty. They were tarping off
half the damn arena.
The opposite of hard cam side.
It was bad.
I was at the Portland NXT TakeOver and it was live with 10,000 fans, but they still didn't sell the top deck of the place. So
and y'all were loud as hell too.
Yeah,
you
no
guys were a
shit.
great
TakeOver
crowd.
Portland was
Rose Garden, baby.
Good.
Rose Garden.
So where is the road money? I can only think merch, but that doesn't seem like a steady revenue stream to me. It's not.
It's not. And the road merch they sell is all very arbitrary. You go there and they've got it's 8 million Roman Reigns shirts, and if you're lucky, they'll be like one little Humberto Carrillo shirt on the side.
Yeah.
They're very, very, very obvious about who they're trying to sell merch for.
Right.
And so this is the kind of thing, it's actually really good to listen to money guys, guys who are really into books and numbers and figures. Like Dave Meltzer is really good about this. If you really want the breakdowns of this, Meltzer and Wrestling Observer, they still do really great in-depth money breakdowns about house takes and overall profit, merch buys, that kind of stuff. I don't have all those numbers in front of me, so I can't quote you exact numbers on those things. So I can just speak from basically what I've gleaned from, kind of absorbing all that general information. And that is that one of the reasons they do less house shows, they used to make their money on the house show circuit. That's where the money was just go and, do light production and sell out a bunch of people, and that was their money. They're getting billions of dollars.
They don't need house
just
show
to have
money.
their show on TV. At this point, them going on the road is that's promotional expenditure.
Yeah, it's marketing.
They're doing it because they're then going to have what they consider to be part of their product, the audience, which is the same thing as having the ring or the announcers or the Titantron. It's a prop. It's something that makes their product what it is. Beyond that, the revenue is versus their expenditures. It's not really that financially feasible for them to go on the road. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of time. It is expensive, and they don't make enough profit to expenditure for the amount of trouble that it is. It's one of the reasons why the last year and a half has been one of the most profitable years in WWE history, because their road costs are gone and they're keeping all of this new TV money. So it's going to be interesting to see how their profits take a dive once they go back onto the road, and if interest maintains, because we're already seeing them having a hard time selling out shows, and they're hyping, how many times on Raw do they say, we're going back on the road? They're hyping it up. Who knows how long it'll be before they can't fill a 12,000 person arena. They're only doing $6,000 heads, and everyone's on one side. They're all opposite of hard camera, and everyone in that arena is staring at a black wall of tarps. Who knows how long it will be? With the product the way it is right now, I give them till winter at latest. They're gonna have to step their game up.
Yep.
In terms of creative if they go back on the road.
Hey,
big time.
He says, quick follow-up. What was Sir Ian doing living in PDX, and when?
I lived in Portland. I went there initially for college, and I stayed there afterwards. So I was there for about 7 years or so. But yeah, just loved the town, so I stuck around.
Nice. When was that?
Rains a lot. That was right around, I came to LA 2000, 2001, so late 90s, all through the 90s. 90s into early 2000s.
Nice.
Yeah.
He says, P.S. I have a big announcement coming. Stand by, phenomenal ones.
Ooh.
As this is your grand patron pick'ems champion. So
okay.
When the grand champion says he has big announcement coming, I perk up.
We listening. We
are standing by, Your Highness. Thank you very much, Rob. Next up, Martin Welch. Good day, beautiful people. I hope all is well in your worlds. All is good in sunny South London. Recasting today, but with a difference. Here is the list of 10 recently released wrestlers. Put them in Marvel films as main characters. Oh, God.
Okay. All right.
Peyton and Billy. Was the Wonder Twins were DC? They can't. Okay.
Yeah, they can't be the Wonder. They can't be the Wonder Twins. Although that would be really perfect.
Yep. I almost want their name to be the Iconics, as their.
They could be their own. They could be their own.
They could be their own sort of superhero team.
Yeah.
And they just do wrestling moves to defeat the bad guys.
Jesus, what like female semi-twin Marvel characters are there?
None that I know of.
Yeah.
Even the Wonder Twins are male-female.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
2021.
That's
Nick.
true.
Doesn't matter.
We're inclusive of everybody. It's Pride Month.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you could have them both be Captain Marvel, but they're too goofy for that. That's the only problem.
What was Marvel's sidekick?
I'm sure we could find something in Guardians of the Galaxy for these two.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
yes.
just some goofy ass characters in Guardians of the Galaxy. Make them like two of the Eternals.
There you go. That's
but
nice.
put them in two of the Eternals, but put them in James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy.
We've got 10 of these. We got to move.
Okay,
Braun
let's roll.
Strowman. He's
Ant-Man.
He's the Thing in the Fantastic Four.
Ant-Man. Come on, work with me. Him and Paul Rudd look like exactly the same. It's scary. Like I can't tell them apart.
You're right. It's uncanny.
No, you're right. Ben Grimm.
Yeah,
Ben
totally.
Grimm.
Samoa Joe.
Never mind. He's Thing. He's Ben Grimm.
What? Well, then what's Braun?
The Incredible Hulk.
I would put Samoa Joe as the Hulk.
He goes rah!
Oh, that's a good point.
No, I mean unless Joe is Gray Hulk or Red Hulk or Satan Hulk or whatever they're doing with him now. No,
Satan
Braun is
Hulk?
Hulk. Joe. Yeah, he's like
There's a Satan
he's like
Hulk?
Satan Hulk. He's like Satan Hulk now. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, no, I've got to go Braun as Hulk and Joe as Thing. That's yeah. I'm sticking.
All
with
right,
it.
there you go. Sorry, I got a itchy nose. Allergies
That's okay.
kicking up over here.
We'll
Ruby Riott.
She is the mate of Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
She's like she's like Rocket Raccoon, ETTE.
No, I'm not buying that.
No?
No.
No, Rocket Raccoon. She's like even more snarky and green.
Main character for
No?
Ruby Riott. Wasn't there a Gambit? Ruby Riott is Gambit in the X-Men.
She's not horny enough. Gambit was always super like sex pesty.
You don't know that.
I literally own the first appearance of Gambit.
But it's
You're telling me I don't know
That's not what
Gambit.
I'm saying. You don't know that about Ruby. She might be.
Yes, she has a reputation for being a sex pest. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay. I did not. I was not trying to imply that Ruby Riott should be a sex pest.
It's what you just said. You don't know that about Ruby. Maybe she's like crazy, horny 13-year-old teenage boy.
Can't take you anywhere. God.
Did you know that Ruby
What
Riott's
about,
real last name
okay,
was-
where are
was
you going to
Joey
cast
Riott?
Ruby Riott?
I told you, Rocket Raccoon.
Okay. Alistair Black.
Doctor Strange.
That's not bad.
Thank you.
That's pretty good, actually.
Thank you.
I want to make him a villain.
Alistair Black?
Yeah.
Hmm. Who was the leader of... Sebastian Shaw. He could be Sebastian Shaw, leader of the Hellfire Club.
I don't know that one.
I mean, technically, X-Men isn't Marvel Universe, but it's Marvel.
Yes, it is.
Marvel
I consider it.
Marvel
It's not the
Comics.
Infinity Saga Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's
So-
Marvel.
So Kevin Bacon played him in the X-Men movies, but that movie was bad. Sebastian Shaw, the comic books, is way better. Alistair Black for Sebastian Shaw.
Okay.
I'm sticking. Yeah.
Okay. What about Murphy?
Omega Red.
I don't know that one either.
X-Men comics villain, Soviet guy, tentacles out of his hands.
Gotcha.
Or Starfire. Who else could Murphy be?
Techno Viking.
Yes, the legendary Techno
Yes.
Viking comics. My favorites.
I've
All he
got
does all
issue number
comics-
1.
All he does is walk towards the panel
Drinks
and just
water,
point.
points at people. Yeah.
It's a superpower.
Right.
I'm there for it. That's at this point, that meme is so old. There's probably people that are too young for that meme.
That's
listening to the
true.
show. You realize that.
Yeah, that came out in the
That's
late 90s, I
qualified.
believe.
You got to qualify that.
Yep. If your birth year has starts with a 20 instead of a 19, I'm not sure you know what I'm referring to.
Exactly. Go look up tech. It's amazing.
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green.
Jean Grey. Or
Yeah.
Invisible Woman in the Fantastic Four.
No, she's not. She's not goody enough. She's not goody.
I don't know.
Yeah, Chelsea Green is an edge, man. Her whole gimmick in the Indies was she was nuts and always like wasted from a party. That's when I think of Chelsea Green, I still think of like the hot mess Chelsea Green, not hot Chelsea Green. Like she's not White Queen, but she's. We keep going back to X-Men. I don't know why. Why aren't we going to other?
Because it's
other
so vast with so many characters in it.
That's a good point. Who else would Chelsea Green be? Like racking my brain of Marvel Comics here. Let's see. Could she be? I'm showing my age when I think of her as Spider-Man's girlfriend,
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Because that was like classically what Mary Jane looked like. Well, I love the casting of Zendaya as Mary Jane, but so
Yeah. Good stuff.
or she could be Black Cat. Black Cat.
Okay.
She could be Black Cat in the Spider-Man comics.
There you go. Andrade.
It's too bad Bane is DC.
Oh, there's a lot of them in DC I would want to use. I'm more of honestly, I like the Marvel stuff that we've been getting for the last 15 years, but I'm a DC guy.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I like Superman and Batman and
I know
Hulk,
you do.
Or not Hulk, Lex Luthor and Legion of Doom, and that's me. Andrade.
Yeah, I'm stumping on this one guy. This one too.
I'm hung up on him being Latino a little bit.
I'm not hung up on that. I first thing I thought of was him as Captain America. Actually, him as the Winter Soldier would be really cool.
Oh yes, buddy.
Andrade
Bucky.
as Winter Soldier.
Yes.
As Bucky.
Sold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Done. Finally, Lana
Bucky
is the last one.
Bucky
We gotta
Cien
do.
Almas. Bucky Cien Almas. I'm in.
Andrade Barnes.
That doesn't work quite as well. All right, and finally who? You said finally who?
Lana. Vapid Succubus.
Jesus Christ.
What character kind of exudes that?
You, sir, are going to hell.
First class tickets, my friend. You want a
my
seat
God.
next to me?
I'm flying the plane.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Power Girl? No, she's not beefy enough. You know, by the way, I'm going to go back a sec. Chelsea Green as She-Hulk would be cool too.
There you go.
Chelsea Green as She-Hulk
There you go.
would be cool. She's not quite yoked enough.
Okay, and I'll give you that one. Lana is Mystique.
Yeah, she does bear a passing resemblance to Rebecca Romaine Stamos, so sure. I'll go.
I'm down.
I'll bite.
I'll
done.
bite. Yep.
Okay.
Good one. Kyle threw in 100 bits, said, Sanka, you dead? What is I'm not sure what that's for. It was about 15 minutes ago. Is that going back to a movie? Was that a movie reference? I'm not sure what that's for. Sorry, Kyle. Threw in another 100 bits, said, revisit on Ruby, Abigail Brand, Commander of Sword.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Not mad at that.
Yeah.
Not mad at that.
All
She can
right.
pull that off, I think.
There we
I don't know
go.
about the tats, but damn, what was the X-Men's name?
We're dying on this one. We gotta go.
I'm dying on this hill though. No, what was it? It was the X-Men's name. She could grow bones, like spiky bones out of herself. Damn it. She even looked like Ruby. Damn it. Sorry. She was like a early 2000s character when I wasn't really reading a whole lot, but I remember, was it Marrow, I think was it. Okay. There you go. There you go.
Thank you, Kyle, for the bits. Excuse me. Martin says, as always, I wish you peace, love, and fried chicken is soon to be 3-time
Yes.
boobiest champ.
Shot called.
Well, there we go. Next up, the mop man himself, Mr. Sean Clark, says, hello, gentlemen and phenomenal ones. If you're struggling right now, try something for me. Do something nice for a stranger. Buy them a coffee, hold their door, simply give a compliment. You get what you give in this world. Give kindness and love, then watch how they find their way back to you. Just attaboy. Thank you, Sean.
Good advice. Thank you, brother.
I see the FTR LAX feud being the fire to reignite both teams who have both cooled in the title scene lately. I'd love to see a babyface Proud and Powerful be the team to take the titles off the Bucks. Who do you guys want to see upset them?
It's hard to top that, man.
It's what we were talking about earlier. I definitely see Proud and Powerful being the ones to come take the titles off the Bucks. Then you throw FTR into that mix from Pinnacle, and then Young Bucks can still circle. And you've still got Gallows and Anderson out there running around somewhere with Kenny Omega, who's the champ. Always going to be action around the tag division.
Yeah. Also, Best Friends would be poetic as well.
Yep.
Because of the whole thing with Orange Cassidy. I think those are the top.
Or even the Proud and Powerful match going all the way back to the street fight or the parking lot brawl. You know, you've got that to call back on. A lot of stuff.
Well,
there.
that's if you're doing Best Friends versus PNP. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, Best Friends can be a part of that too, outside of FTR.
One of those heroic babyface teams coming along. But I mean, obviously, Moxley Kingston would have been the most poetic at this point. But
I think we're past that now.
I think we're past that, or we should be past at this point.
Yeah.
They shouldn't run it back.
No.
You had your chance.
Yep.
And you blew it.
There you go, Sean. Thanks for the kind words as always, my friend.
Thank you, my man.
Next up, Jay Reyes says, hey guys, what's up? I'll keep it short and sweet this week. I've been busy with work and couldn't think of any good questions. Would you be so kind as to do a stock overview, looking for a kinder way to buy and sell, for where do you think all the Black Wednesday 2021 victims lay in the BWO stock market in their next career moves?
So is he going to give a list? We're going to do buy and sell.
Yeah, we're going to do buy sell.
He was doing a nice way of saying it.
Yeah. So what are we calling it? We're doing a stock overview.
Stock overview. Okay, so buying and selling the following people.
Yes. Braun
Strowman.
Strowman.
Who we got? I mean, obviously,
I'm buying all the way.
Buy, but at a lower rate than he was being sold.
He's not 1.2 million for whatever it was, 5 years.
WWE's going to buy him back at a lower rate.
Yeah, I fully expect him to be back
happen.
in WWE before the end of the year.
Yep.
If that long.
Yep. At just a decreased rate, $750K.
500K.
500 to 750 downside with upside for merch. Basically, just make him work for his money more.
Yep.
So he can't go be injured for a while and get all that money.
Yep. Kalisto.
Buy that man.
Extremely underrated.
Buy him in any company. Buy him. Gee, unless you go back and watch him in NXT, you have no idea what that guy's capable of. It's insane. Absolutely buy him for any company that needs a solid luchador. Doesn't care about size.
Yep.
Buy.
Lana.
Sell unless she's with Miro.
I think sell. Period.
Okay.
Buddy Murphy.
Buy.
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 Hard
buy. Buy.
Blank check.
Yep. AEW, New Japan, Dragon Gate. Doesn't matter. Impact. Everyone. Ring of Honor. Buy.
So much talent. One of the best finishing moves I've seen to date. It's magnificent what that guy can do in the ring. He's a flyer. He's a striker. He's got wrestling moves. He's a mat wrestler. There is no reason Buddy Murphy should be in the position that he's in. I thought when he got anointed as Cruiserweight champion he was taken off to the moon. Bring him up to main roster, he'll be world champion within 2 years. The fact that they have bungled someone as talented as Buddy Murphy is beyond me. Like, I have no idea. Absolute hard buy. Send him to the moon.
Yep.
Spend all your money developing a massive gimmick for him.
I mean, honestly, if he's using Shuji Kondo's move, send him to Japan. They'll love it.
Oh, God. He would go over so well in Japan. Wesley Blake.
Sell.
I feel bad. He never really got a fair shot, but sell.
Mm-hmm. Good, but he's in the good hand category.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to go rehab his career significantly.
Yeah. Tommy End, a.k.a. Aleister Black.
Come on.
Yeah.
Spend it all.
You can't write a big enough check.
Nope.
Samoa Joe.
Not as big of a check as Tommy End because he's older, a little broken down, but a lot you can still do with that guy. A lot. I mean, literally anything you want. Buy.
Controversial, but sell unless he's an MVP type. I want to see him as a manager. I want to see him cutting promos MVP style. Yep. That man on a mic is insane.
Yes, he is, and he should be doing more than just being a manager on the mic.
I don't know. I think he's had.
You want Samoa Joe as a manager. You want Samoa Joe as a manager. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I think his body's too broken.
You want manager Samoa Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I can't talk to you right now.
All right.
Move on. Who's next?
We've been watching him break his body for 20 years. Let him do something else that he excels at better than almost anyone I can think of.
Like I said, don't break the bank on him, but like literally there's so much you could do with him.
Totally. The next one. Jessamine Duke.
Nick on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sell. Mickie James.
Like Samoa Joe, buy within reason. Still, I think a lot you can do. I mean, especially with AEW. AEW could do a lot with Mickie James.
That's true. In a kind of the vein of Serena Deeb. Like there's a lot you can do with Mickie James.
A lot of gas in the tank.
Yep.
A lot she can teach the younger generation.
Yep.
I think. Or I mean, she could also. I don't think she'll have the same, pardon the pun, impact because their women's division's already really solid, and I don't see her having quite the same presence there as she would in the AEW women's division. But definitely, there's a place for Mickie James still. She's not a strong buy, but she's definitely a buy.
I'm clarifying something. Jacob said in chat that she showed up in NWA. Mickie James showed up in NWA? Holy smokes. Okay. I got to go watch NWA. I'm behind.
Her husband's there.
Well, yeah, I get that, but
makes sense.
Camille's not going to be happy about that.
Camille's not been with Aldis for a while.
The former Iconics. Formerly known as Peyton and Billy, I think it's Cassie and what's Billy's name?
No, good. Great. Putting me on the spot. Thanks, dude. They're also a conditional buy. Like Ring of Honor wouldn't buy them. Impact would buy them. AEW, yeah, I'd buy them in AEW.
Can I split them up?
I mean, it's your stock.
I think Peyton Royce, Cassie, is a women's champion. I think she could be a women's champion in AEW in a week. You know, it's not a matter of if but when for her. I don't know about Billy, but I do like what they were doing with Billy before she was ceremoniously ejected.
It's Jessie, by the way.
Jessie
McKay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would like to see her being able to do more of the fun, goofy gimmick stuff that she was doing. Maybe as Cassie's manager. But I think Cassie needs to be taken very seriously. I think she's been putting in the work. She's got a beautiful new finishing move. She can actually work in the ring. She took Asuka to her limits a couple of times in NXT when during her undefeated reign. If you remember, it was her and Nikki and Ruby.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's the thing.
There's so much potential for Peyton Royce.
But I feel like as a tag team, especially right now in Impact, they could actually have a good presence there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like as somewhat of a comedy team, they could work.
Yep.
I think there's room for them there. I also think there's room for them in AEW. So together or separate.
The reason I did all that is I don't know that Billy's got the talent and the level that Peyton does.
I feel like she never got a chance to show it. I feel she's got a lot more than people give her credit for.
That's true.
I agree that Cassie's better in the ring, but I feel like Billy has depths that we have not seen yet plumbed.
Agreed. Steve Cutler, about the same thing as Wesley Blake, you know.
I buy Steve Cutler a little bit more just because of the way he comes across, his presentation. I like the way he's presenting himself in Impact right now. I liked the first vignette that I saw of him. I think that much like I think that what he's doing now is the right thing, the right way to present himself in Impact. So, yeah. I conditional buy. I like what he's doing right now. I'm not going to sell him, but
yeah, I'm gonna hold. I don't know if I'm gonna buy or sell, honestly.
Okay.
Finally, Santana Garrett. This one's tough because I'm a huge mark for Santana.
I like Santana too.
I think she's fantastic. She's got the size. She's got the skill. I haven't seen her spend a lot of time on a microphone, so I can't really weigh in there. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You could do a lot with 2 out of 3. And
I feel like you could too. I just feel like where would you buy her?
AEW Women's Division.
Okay. Yeah, I could see her there as like a mid-carder.
She falls into, until something changes, she kind of falls into good hand territory, but they need that in AEW.
She's one like Cutler and Blake where I feel like she's been maligned by WWE to the point where we don't know what she's really capable of, and she has to kind of go back out there and do a bit of career rehab to get her perception back up again. So I'll say conditional buy on her as well.
Yep.
More likely hold.
And Ian, this isn't part of my question, and I know Nick isn't the anime guy. Have you seen season 2 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Demon Slayer, and Konosuba?
I have not seen any of The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I started trying to watch Konosuba, and I'm just not a big comedy anime guy. I like the setting, but the comedy never really quite works for me. I'm really tough on comedy no matter what it is. So no, I haven't seen enough of Konosuba. Demon Slayer, I've seen season 1 and loved it. Season 2 isn't out yet, at least not in the States. They just released the movie. So basically Demon Slayer's got season 1 out now on Netflix. The movie got released in Japan last November and it actually is now the highest grossing Japanese movie ever in Japan.
Wow.
It actually beat Miyazaki's Spirited Away. So it blew doors. And then it came over here and debuted in April and actually had the highest debut for a foreign language film ever in the United States.
Dang.
In the middle of a pandemic.
Wow.
And that movie actually, it's supposed to bridge season 1 and season 2. And then season 2 will be released in the States in the fall. So, and I think they're saying tentatively October. So, no, I have not seen Demon Slayer season 2. I'm actually going to watch the movie when it comes out on streaming on the 22nd of this month. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Demon Slayer definitely is one of those ones that started slow for me, and like the comedy scenes almost threw me, but the action scenes are so awesome that I stuck with it. So
nice.
It's a good one. Yeah. But there you go.
I don't have any idea about any of those.
Thanks for your contribution, Nick.
Yes, that's what I'm here for, guys. Thank you, Jay, very much. Excuse me. All right, Kyle Cotton wrote us a blog post. Let me warm up for this one.
You want me to read it there?
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm kind of falling apart over here. If you want to take this one.
Okay, I got it. I got you, buddy.
Allergies are kicking in hard.
The lasagna is sitting weird for you?
No, it's just that time of year here in the Carolinas. May June is miserable.
Well, Kyle says, hello, gentlemen. Today, I want to talk to you about storytelling in wrestling and how convoluted things have gotten to get from point A to point B. Since WrestleMania, I've found myself enjoying wrestling show storytelling less and less because of how roundabout the storytelling is. Even shows I enjoy, such as NXT, have become this convoluted path to get to our ultimate destination and not striking when the moment was right, such as Bronson Reed having to wait for the cage match instead of at TakeOver while waiting through the Index the Way stuff. While I enjoyed all of it, I find mixing the two took away from Bronson's moment that as a fan I felt unfulfilled. Same thing with Ospreay doing the cutter to Bea ahead of winning the world title, Miro spending 6 months messing around with a relationship and marriage angle that went nowhere before getting the TNT title, Britt spending months to get to the long past the point she should have already won the title given the booking interest in Britt over Shida, or MSK beating GYV twice and still feuding with them despite the fact, yes, GYV is the team that should take the title off MSK. And let's not even get started on the convoluted storytelling mess Raw is, or the mess of storytelling with Bianca since winning the Rumble. I still watch mainly because I'm attached to many of these characters, except Will for obvious reasons, but the payoffs feel unfulfilling because they extended things to the point that they felt dragged out. This is weird because it's not like we haven't had long-term storylines that are organic all the way through, such as Rhea's feud with Shayna Baszler to dethrone her, Keith Lee's quest to end the Golden Prophecy, Rhea's redemption arc before she was put on main, Hangman so far, or even currently everything they've done with Ilya Dragunov since the relaunch of NXT UK, which probably the only show I've had the least issue with this topic. So, my question, what's causing these issues? Why does this seem to be a recent issue? How can wrestling as a whole fix these long-term storytelling issues to maximize the emotional payoff rather than just a, quote, took them long enough type of response? That's a big-ass question. And the first thing that I will say is if you can go watch any interview about the process of booking a wrestling show, it gives you an insight into how damn hard it is to strike when the iron's hot. It's really hard to consistently across an entire roster book everything so that everyone's hitting at the right time with the right fan reaction, and everyone's doing everything the way you want them to be able to maximize a certain arc. It's really hard, especially when you're doing it on a weekly basis. So I will give a lot of leeway when it comes to looking at overall story arcs in terms of making things happen when they should. And Nick, we've talked about the fact that AEW is actually pretty good at a fail fast system, where if something's not working, let's change it. Let's do something completely different as quickly as we can, because this isn't working. And that's really you're going to, in wrestling, I think, fail at storytelling, sometimes as much as you're going to win at it, just because of the chaotic nature of the business, the chaotic nature of booking. So I think that, when you have a much more controlled environment, a smaller roster, a smaller creative team like NXT UK, you're able to tell smaller, cleaner stories. The bigger the roster gets, the more time you have to fill, the more convoluted it gets, the harder it is to create these accurate builds that are going to end when you want them to end, in the way that you want them to end, that they don't drag on too long or end too soon. The moments feel earned, et cetera, et cetera. And here's the other thing that I'm going to take a quick exception to. This is not a recent thing. Like, go back and watch about 3 or 4 months of WWTV from any time period. Go watch WCW from 97 to 99. Go watch, really anything. Anything. NWA back in the 80s. They didn't all hit when they should hit. There was stretches where everything seemed to be just working out well. That's as much as anything just getting in a groove, right? Sometimes Steph Curry can hit every 3 he shoots. Sometimes the guy is airballing. So, Nick, what do you think? What do you think as far as what Kyle's saying here is the reason that a lot of these things aren't hitting when they should hit?
I have a simpler, more abstract answer.
Okay. That's a phone.
A phone. Do you know what the average watch time of any YouTube video is, regardless of length? 30%. 30%. Do you know what the most popular thing in the world is right now? TikTok, with videos that are less than 60 seconds max. If you look at blog posts, the guidance now around writing is 500 words or less. People's attention spans right now are lower than they ever have been in history.
Okay.
And you can tie all of this back to look at Facebook and scrolling through Instagram, doom scrolling. We even have a word for it, a phrase for it, where you're just mindlessly scrolling through stuff. the people, and you can't watch one video on YouTube without looking at the recommended feed out of your other side eye, trying to find the next video to watch before you even finish the one you're watching. So to your point about why does this seem to be a recent issue? That's why I think it is. People's attention spans have gone down. Can we still do long-term storytelling? Yeah, but it takes a lot of effort, and it's really got to hit just right. Look at what they're doing with Roman and how many years it took to get to the point where they could do this with Roman. And for us to, and even then, we're kind of invested in it, but everything else that's going on around it, we're kind of like,
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. And 1 week too long of Jimmy sitting there and being like, man, I don't know if I'm with Roman or against Roman. And we're sitting there going, it's taking too long. Come on.
Right.
They're doing the same thing they did with Jay. Like, the people that are paying attention are paying hyper attention. You know what I mean? And it's a tough thing to gauge you're never going to make everybody happy.
And I've said here on the show, I mostly listen to wrestling now, right? I'm doing other stuff while I've got wrestling going on a side monitor, right?
Well, that's just unprofessional.
Okay. It's how I consume content, right? There's 3 giant monitors here in this half moon shape in front of me, right? I can do more than one thing at a time.
Okay, Commander Data.
Right.
We're impressed.
My point is, maybe we're looking at it the wrong way. Maybe we're blaming them for something that we were used to back in the day, but they might be catering to a different audience now. That is the YouTube generation. That is the TikTok generation. That is the Twitter 240 characters or less generation. That, frankly, the lifespan of a tweet is 15 seconds.
Okay,
right?
but
I'm throwing these out there because they all ball up into people's
that.
Attention spans are shit right now.
But you're getting on the Seth Rollins argument train, which is, well, our audience just has a short attention span.
They do.
And I disagree. I think people are willing to last for long stories if the story is engaging. And as Kyle says, if it hits the story beats at the right time.
But you're the exception, not the rule.
No, absolutely not. Look how many full-length TV shows people are willing to binge dozens of hours of and wait these season after season for things to come to fruition.
There's also a reason that I never watch any of them until the entire season's out so that I can sit and binge the whole thing.
Okay, fine. But it's still, you're willing to sit through a long-term story as long as the story beats are engaging. You could wait until a year of WWE and then go back and watch the previous year of WWE. If the entire year was engaging, you'd then get it all at once. That's just a watching habit.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's week to week, though, I remember, we all remember when Game of Thrones was on. Everyone was watching Game of Thrones. Every week it would end. We'd be like, God, what's happening next week? We're not getting that feeling from a lot of wrestling shows on the regular. I think it's one of the things that Kyle's.
I was doing that with Raw in 99, 2000.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. We're
out of time. We'll see you next week, folks.
Right. So he's asking what changed, what's different. And I don't agree that it's the attention spans. I believe that it's partly to do with the programming. It's partly to do with the level of excitement in the programming. And I'm saying I will absolve them. I'll forgive the fact that wrestling booking is really, really hard. Yeah. It's hard to hit things right when they're hot. But there's also a certain amount of creativity that's not happening right now. There's a certain amount of surprise and excitement and understanding. I'm not talking about specifically WWE. And this, we had criticisms for AEW this week because I think they're on the wrong track on some feuds. But and New Japan has been, I don't know what the hell Gato's been smoking for the last 8 months to a year. But with WWE specifically, they seem to have lost a certain level of exciting, interesting new ideas from week to week. And they don't really know how to book their characters to connect with the audience that they're trying to reach.
Sure.
They're going to reach a certain number of people, but they're not reaching as many as they could because their characters, as well as they're being played by the very talented people that are playing them, are not being presented in a way that are engaging people on a week-to-week basis.
The people that are watching now are the people that would watch regardless of what they put on television.
Well, and they're losing even those from week to week.
Sure.
So, just basically kind of to wrap up in terms of your question here, Kyle, I think that so let's see. If you're asking how can wrestling as a whole fix these long-term storytelling issues? I think it's with WWE, it's having long-term ideas. And I think that they have a couple, but you can see it's like the main events. And aside from that, they just don't care about the undercard. And if you have like forward-thinking plans, AEW is obviously doing a lot better long-term planning and thinking ahead. You can tell that they have a general idea of where they want to go.
And there's more of them running in parallel.
And WWE, I think, needs to stop tearing up its scripts from week to week and get a roadmap of where it wants to go across its roster, not just in its main event. And I think that would help them a lot.
You bring up a good point. There was an interview with Kurt Sutter, who was one of the creators of The Shield and Sons of Anarchy and Mayans and those shows, right? When he walked into FX to pitch Sons of Anarchy, he had the entire 7-season arc mapped out.
Right.
And he got all the way. He knew exactly how he wanted it to end and sort of started at the end and worked all the way backwards. If they worked that way from a creative and a development standpoint, instead of just Vince making it up on a whim on an hour before the show goes live, can you imagine how good this would be? And there's no investment in actual creative development anymore. It's just, oh, that sounds good, let's do that.
Yeah. It's actually, to speak of Game of Thrones, having read the books, one of the things that, the style that he was writing the books in was, I know where my beginning is, I know what my middle is, I know what my end is. But how we get there, I don't know. I'm just going to write the characters, let them do what they want to do. That's great. You get great characters. What you don't get is
exposition.
That feeling, the feeling of a build that pays
Ramping,
off, that feels right at the right time. Things just happen, and that's one thing that the show pulled off better was knowing how to build for a big moment. Yeah. And the books just don't do
building
that
to Act 2 turnover climaxes and stuff like that.
Right. He's going by his feeling for what the characters are doing, not by story beats and building up to big moments so that they pay off in cathartic ways. Yep. So that's I feel what WWE is doing. They need to do more long-term planning and more actual structure in order to give you more of those moments that you're looking for, Kyle.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you, Kyle. Next up, Andy Jessup.
Thank you, brother.
Says, good evening, kind gentlemen. As always, thank you for all you do, for the content you put out, and the joy it brings us. I'm glad it brings you joy, Andy. Thank you very much.
Thanks, brother.
It seems I've been taking it a bit easy on you in recent weeks, so today...
What?
We've been building Mount Rushmores for you for 3 months. I don't know how many more Mount Rushmores we can do.
Oh, man.
So today I have what I hope will be a challenge for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Your Mount Rushmore this week is complete wrestling characters that came before the character that a performer became known for, made their money off of, and even today we call them that person.
What?
For example, before Raven, there was Johnny Polo.
Oh, you sick bastard.
I do not want your Mount Rushmore of what they became, but what they were.
Okay.
And also any of Mick Foley's creations do not count.
Okay. All right. I've already got 2 off the top of my head. Do you want? Okay. Roll for initiative.
Oh God.
Come on, Nick.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 6. God damn it.
10.
God. Okay, you go first. Damn it.
I don't. Can I say Surfer Sting before he became Crow Sting?
Yes.
Surfer Sting.
I mean, that's all he is now is Crow Sting, so Surfer Sting totally counts.
Sting. And I think he had a fantastic run as Surfer Sting.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. I will take El Generico. Sami Zayn before he was Sami Zayn. With all his poor orphans in Mexico. At the orphanage. Oh, man. Who's your number 2?
I'm drawn to pre-NWO Hogan. I don't know if that can count, though. It feels dirty.
Yeah, you got to go for like heel Hulk. You got to heel Hogan like before he was Hulk Hogan. That would count.
That wasn't Mount Rushmore worthy, though. I don't think.
No, I would agree that wouldn't be Mount Rushmore worthy.
You said El Generico?
I did.
I'll see your El Generico and raise you a Kevin Steen.
That's fair. That's fair. I will see your Kevin Steen and raise you a Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. What else you got, buddy?
I was gonna say AJ Styles, but AJ Styles has always been AJ Styles.
always
It's just
been AJ
different
Styles.
lengths of haircuts.
Always been AJ
Yeah.
Styles.
Gimmick wise, that's.
I mean,
tough.
you could do Prince Devitt before he was Finn Balor.
That's a good one. I'll take that. Thank you.
Okay. I will take the Ringmaster. Don't at me. Well, or I could go for the Hollywood Blonde. Hollywood Blonde Steve Austin. There you go. Hollywood Blonde Steve Austin.
Not Fang McFreeze.
That never actually happened. Chili McFreeze never actually happened. Fang McFrost.
Fang McFrost. That's what it was.
Fang McFrost. Yes.
See, Andy said Hogan was a heel turn of the same character doesn't count. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So it's about the gimmicks, really, not the characters. All right.
Correct.
I got one.
Uh-oh.
I need to double check something.
Uh-oh. What are you doing?
Oh God. I don't want to make sure I don't make myself sound like an idiot. I need to double check
What
something.
are you doing?
Yes. Okay. Ron Simmons with Nation of Dominations before APA.
I would have said Ron Simmons in WCW.
Wow.
Like when he was the first African-American heavyweight champion in wrestling.
There you go. That works too.
Yeah,
That's a double one.
WCW Ron Simmons, not Gladiator Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
Don't do Gladiator Ron
Before
Simmons. Do WCW Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
That I think might be the best one.
That's the good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep. I'm going to finish off with anything Kane did before Kane. Isaac Yankem DDS, Fake Diesel, all of it.
Fake Diesel was
Just
good.
anything, Fake Diesel, Isaac Yankem DDS.
So Glenn Jacobs.
Anything Glenn Jacobs did before Kane.
Nice.
I almost did Texas Red, Undertaker before Undertaker, but I think Isaac Yankem is just too epic to have gone from a goddamn wrestling dentist to Kane.
With maybe one of the worst entrances ever.
Oh my God. How far wrestling dentists have come,
Right.
haven't they?
Baker DMD. Jacob says the Christmas
Christmas
creature.
creature, the
Yeah,
Christmas
there you go.
Yeah. I almost said the Yeti, but that was Ron Reed, I think. So wish that was Kane. God, if Kane was the Yeti, then it would that would be it. We're done. We're going home.
Nice. Thank you very much, Andy. There's yet another Mount Rushmore for you. So keep taking it easy on us.
That was what was hard.
Yeah, that was hard.
Damn. No. I'm pretty sure I've missed a really good one too.
Jacob Uhas says, hello, guys. Hope all is well. Jeff
What's up?
Hardy has said he wants to bring back No More Words once crowds come back. What old
Yes, he
themes
has.
do
Yes,
you want to
please.
see back? Mine would be Sheamus's. Have a good day.
Ooh, damn it. That's mine. That was what I was going to say. Sheamus actually said last year he wants his old theme back. So fingers crossed. What do you got there?
I want Keith Lee's theme back.
Oh,
That's what I want.
oh,
Pay the
that's
money,
true.
buy it outright, and use it because it was a banger.
That's a really good one. That's a really good one. I was going to say Burning My Light. Randy Orton's theme before the stupid Voices in My Head one.
Let's see. Who had a
I wish Dolph Ziggler would go back to not having a theme at all.
Whose did they change that we whinged about so much? They only did the creaking sounds for Alistair,
Yeah, they get the kapwing for Ricochet.
which
It's
has kind of
Ricochet,
grown on me.
buddy.
I don't mind it so much now. It's a
It's not
wimpy
that
it's a
it's grown
wimpy
on
little
me.
glass shatter.
It's not that it's not that it's grown on me. It's that I've become numb to it. Is more what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fine. This is not the hill I'm going to die on. It's this kapwing. It's fine.
I remember MVP had a pretty banging intro, but he just keeps
Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, and he just keeps coming out to Lashley's new music now.
Shelton Benjamin. CM Punk had like 8 themes that were good.
Oh God.
We're talking about current wrestlers though, guys who are still in it.
Kyle said Kofi's Jamaican music. Looks like there's going to be trouble in paradise.
In paradise. You win. You win.
There you go, Jacob. That's a good one, though.
I wish Dolph would just go back and never come out again.
God.
Truth.
Let's see. Next up, Brian Average. Greetings and salutations, my dudes. I'm with a friend drinking several Cane Brewing porters like Mexican brunch, Mexican chocolate, and Mexican dessert while eating tacos.
I see a theme.
Okay, that's going to be our show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out for beer and tacos.
I'm about to go grab some beer myself.
Holy smokes, man.
I'm thirsty now.
Oh, that sounds good. Thoughts and prayers to our wives who have to sleep next to us.
Those of us who have them.
Now on to the question. Yeah, right. You're asked to remake another 80s classic, but this time it's Red Dawn, but with wrestlers. Who would you choose?
Hangman Page as Patrick Swayze. We're done. We're going home.
Yes, I'm out.
That's it.
And all he does is drink.
Mic drop. Akira Tozawa as all of the Koreans because, ouch. No, that was the remake. That was the remake with Chris Hemsworth. It was Russians in the first one, so they're all Miro.
Was it?
Just every Russian
was North Koreans.
That was the remake, wasn't it? The remake was North Koreans. The Hemsworth remake was North Koreans. The original, the whole point was Red Dawn. It was Russians, wasn't it?
Who did you pick for? You said Hangman Adam Page. So who's going to play the Jennifer Grey character then? I mean, this was the kind of dirty dancing
Perazzo.
2.0 casting here.
Deanna
Perazzo. There you go. Let's see. We've got to do C. Thomas Howell. We had Leah Thompson. We had Charlie Sheen. Powers Booth was in this.
Oh, Powers Booth. Who do we cast for Powers Booth?
You had old Harry Dean Stanton in there in a little character role.
That's right. Well, Harry Dean Stanton would be playing a wrestler playing himself.
That's true. That's true. You don't Harry Dean Stanton.
You do not. Harry Dean Stanton can stay.
Yes.
He's still in the movie.
Charlie Sheen played Patrick Swayze's brother.
Charlie Sheen. Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Current like shithead Seth Rollins. All he needs to say he has tiger blood, and he's basically coked up Charlie Sheen.
Leah Thompson was the badass female role character, if I remember right. It's been a while since I watched this within the last year.
Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Easy way out on this.
Yeah. Did we say Jennifer? Like you said Deanna Perazzo.
Becky kind of looks like Leah Thompson a little bit too.
Yeah.
A little bit.
C. Thomas Howell was their other friend. Played kind
of dorky. Yeah. Logan Paul's a wrestler. No.
Moxley. Because he was kind of a badass. Moxley. He went out there and he shot people.
That's true. Moxley's way bigger than C. Thomas Howell. Well, all right, fine. Okay. No. Moxley just like he's comes across as like he's like leading man. I worry that he would steal the movie. Yeah. I mean, did you ever see his WW Films Action Mill movie?
No.
It was like oh God, what was it? It was like 12 shots reloaded, 3 shots down. Some stupid ass name, man.
I'm looking at the cast for this. Who are we not thinking of?
We haven't cast Powers Booth yet.
You don't recast Powers Booth.
Well, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
12 rounds, 3 lockdown. 12 rounds, what?
What?
12 rounds, 3 lockdown, 4, 8, 9
Powers
gunshot.
Powers Booth
7.
was the military guy, you know. I think we've got all the main ones.
Mark Henry.
Okay.
Mark Henry as Powers Booth.
You in the house of pain, sucker.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Be perfect.
Damn Russians.
Or Brian Cage.
God.
Just someone huge. Yeah. I don't know why, just to be funny.
Brian says again, thanks for all you guys do. Cheers to you guys and the rest of the phenomenal ones. Thank you very much, Brian.
Kyle is confirming. Original was Russian. Told you.
Yeah.
Remake was cool.
Yep. And finally, last but certainly not least, Uncle Greg, who gifted a sub earlier. Thank you again for that. Following the random speculation that Disney would one day buy WWE, who comes out as what classic characters? Like Ziggler being Colonel Sanders. Are you talking about like Mickey?
Oh, so we're casting like Disney characters, the wrestlers as Disney characters now. Oh, I'm not mad at this. Right now, Scarlett's trying to be Cruella DeVille.
Charlotte, not Scarlet.
But Charlotte.
I thought you said Scarlet.
Something caught my throat.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was one of her claws.
That's right. I see her as like a Maleficent.
Ooh.
Those cheekbones.
Oh yeah.
She got the Maleficent thing going on right now. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Drake Maverick is Mickey Mouse.
Oh man, we could spend hours on this.
Killian Dane is the Beast. You could have Nikki Cross as the Beauty. You got a movie made right there. It's already made. As old as time. only in the Scottish accent.
You have to do that. I can't do Scott. I can barely do Irish. You have to.
Well, but it's Angela Lansbury singing it, so that doesn't technically count.
I'm thinking of the classic characters like Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto.
Okay. Well, Mickey, like I said, Drake Maverick. Minnie, Oscar.
Yes. Yes.
Braun Strowman is Pluto.
Okay. That's a big ass dog.
Sami Zayn is Goofy. Kevin Owens is Donald Duck.
And all he's fighting with is with who would Sammy be?
Sami Zayn?
Yeah. Well, you said Kevin is Donald Duck.
Sammy's Goofy.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. And then Drew McIntyre could be Uncle Scrooge.
Yes.
Because he's Scottish.
Yes.
He's Scottish. Get it?
Scotch egg. What?
Huh? Let's see. The Lucha House Party could be Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I miss DuckTales. That was one of my favorite shows as a kid. And the video.
The remake is not bad.
The video game was awesome too.
Oh, the video game. I used to play the video game like crazy. Okay, wait. So what other Disney characters are there we're missing?
Cinderella. All the Disney princesses.
All the Disney princesses. Can you imagine if
Little Mermaid?
Disney does
what's her name?
Ariel?
Ariel. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
We've also got the villain Ursula, I think. Ursula the Witch.
Oh, that might be Oscar. Or
poor unfortunate souls.
If Nyla Rose can sing.
Well, it's WWE. They're not buying AEW.
Oh, only. Okay, that's true. Damn.
Disney is not buying WWE. I'm sorry, that's not happening.
All right, well then, Nia Jax is Ursula.
There you go.
I'll buy.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah.
Done.
Who was we need a Shayna Baszler. Who would she be?
Gaston. No. Who would she be?
Carmella could be Cinderella.
No, Carmella is like Hercules' girlfriend. Megara. Carmella's Megara.
What's the other one?
Just trust me. Go watch the movie again.
It's been a while since I've seen that one.
All right. We could be here all night, but we got all the major Disney characters.
We got most of them.
All I know is
Jesse says who would be Mulan.
Who would be Mulan? I mean, besides Xia Li?
Yeah. I think she's the only Chinese.
Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of options. Because here's the thing. I'd love to colorblind cast.
Yeah.
But you can't really colorblind cast when it's someone that's about China.
Yeah.
And this person is supposed to be Chinese. Like, literally the whole point of the character is that she's Chinese. Although they did make the Emperor Pat Morita in that movie, which is hilarious. So Mulan, the original cartoon, you had George Takei as the grandfather ancestor. He's Japanese. You had Pat Morita as the Emperor. He's Japanese. And of course, you had Eddie Murphy as the Chinese dragon. I'll just say he's not Chinese.
Right.
So we've come a long way with casting.
We have.
Any
more?
So yeah, anyone else got any other requests over there in the chat?
Let's see. Jesse said Charlotte is already ready for DeVille.
Yeah, I know.
Kyle said I would have Rhea as Megara. She has the dry wit for it. Frankie Monet needs to be a villain. Frankie would be Cruella.
Frankie Monet, she could be. Well, she could be Ursula.
That's true. Oh, that's a good one.
The flamboyance.
It's got the big smile too that Ursula has. Yeah. That's good. I like that.
I feel like she could slay Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? She could slay that song.
I've heard
that
some classically trained singers in karaoke rooms and on Olympic just struggle with that song. That's a tough song.
It is. Great song though.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Another mailbag in the bag. But it's getting to be midnight over here, and Nick's running out of gas.
All right. You don't want to think about Disney characters anymore? I was gonna end that by saying
it's Tuesday and I'm losing my voice for the week already.
I do like the idea of WWE being bought by Disney just so that all the women's champions, the empresses, the queens, would all become Disney princesses.
Yes.
That would be adorable.
Kofi as Sebastian the Crab. Yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Hard
Done.
yes.
Okay, Jay wins. Jay wins. Everyone go home. Everyone go home. Oh, there's trouble in paradise under the sea, Ariel. Come on. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Don't think about it too hard. Good night, everybody. That's our show.
There you go, guys.
Our show.
Another mailbag. Thank you guys so much. Patrons, shout out to all you guys. Thank you for all the bits and subs. Thank you for being amazing patrons. If you guys would like to get your questions in every week, you got two options. You can go over to patreon.com/BWO. All you got to be in is that $5 tier, or you can come over to YouTube at youtube.com/bustedwideopen and hit that big join button underneath the video right there. And you'll get a little pop-up and just choose the $4.99 or higher. And you can get access to all the emojis and badges over on YouTube, just like the Twitch folks have. And you can get access to send your questions in. And at the $10 tier, you'll get the bonus episodes too. So many options out there for you guys. Thank you all for all the support. We really love you guys and appreciate you for it.
Dude, I just realized Mansoor literally is Aladdin. Whatever.
Literally.
Yes. Prince Ali.
Literally.
He literally is Prince Ali. Fabulous he. Ali Ababwa. Strong as 10 regular men. Just wait and see.
But who would be the genie? Killian Dane.
I think that. Shut up. No, what? No.
Anyway.
You can't recast Robin Williams.
I'm trying to go home.
Okay.
Linktree.com/BWOs. Go over there, like, share, subscribe, do all the things that you guys know how to do in 2021. It really helps us out. So if you can't contribute via Patreon or YouTube, just sharing the show and giving us a like right here on this video is just as much support. So thank you guys for all of that. Reminder, we'll be back Friday to cover NXT. Apparently it's a banger, according to Anna. So make sure you go watch NXT.
Hope you enjoyed it, Anna.
And we'll be back Friday to talk about NXT and SmackDown as soon as SmackDown's off the air. Again, AEW will be next Tuesday because they won't stop putting their show up on Friday nights for some reason. We'll see what that's. It's probably the NBA Finals. We only got a couple more weeks of that, I think. But we'll see how that goes. And then Sunday, we've got NXT in your house. We'll have a dedicated chat channel in the Discord. Make sure you get into the Discord. I'll put the link in chat right now for you guys. If you're not in there already, make sure you head in there. We'll have a dedicated channel just for In Your House. Got a pretty good card lining up So I can't wait to see tonight to see how they go home. It's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
But we'll see you guys Sunday. Immediately after the show, we'll be back here on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, recapping what happened at NXT in your house. So make sure you're subscribed and following and doing all those things that you find over at linktree.com/BWO. But until then, my name is Nick Howell. You can find me on Twitter at DataCenterDude.
And I am Sir Ian Dangerous. You can find me on Twitter at Sir Ian Dangerous.
But by God!
Would somebody stop the damn match?
This show is part of the Orbital Jigsaw Network. For more episodes, subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher Radio. For details and show notes from each episode, check us out, orbitaljigsaw.com.